Do you remember your first big goal when you were maybe like 18, 19, or where you first started doing this goal setting? Do you remember what it was? I imagine it's so different than what
Oh
ended
my
up,
God,
but
so
do you remember? I'm
different.
just curious.
So different. For me back then, it was buying a BMW.
There
I'm
it
gonna
is.
be
That's the
very
goal.
honest
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you,
yeah.
and it was so stupid, and we did
No,
it,
but
and we lost it. Like
no way.
it was one of those start first businesses. When I first make my first this, I'm gonna buy a
Yeah,
BMW. When I make my first, I'm gonna buy a Rolex. Those were our goals.
yeah.
Instead of saying our goals are to make the business make $100,000 the
Right.
first year, 500,000 the
Yeah.
next year, 1 million the third year, that wasn't our goals.
Our goal
We
setting.
this is where we had the wrong mindset, the wrong goal setting. And a lot of people I tell when they come to me about this, they love vision boards, right?
Hmm.
I like vision boards too. They're great. They're not my favorite, but they're good for the ones that want it. But when you have a vision goal and all you see on that vision goals are yachts, planes, Rolex, that's what your vision goal is. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah,
That's nothing solid there.
yeah.
There is zero solid. So I love to tell everybody, if you like a vision goal, do it, but have three of them. Have one for toys and things that
Yeah.
really are
Materials.
materialistic things that really get you nowhere. Have one for your business and have one for your personal life.
Okay.
Relationship, your spiritual, your things that mean something inside for you. Because they're so different. They're so
Wow.
different. When you have a vision goal and all you want is freaking materialistic things, guys, I tried it.
Yeah.
Got me nowhere. Me and Bobby both.
Yeah.
This day today, Bobby will not wear any of his Rolexes or Philippe Petit or
Patek
whatever, Petit, whatever it's called,
Philippe.
all of those things, because we failed so badly because of those shiny objects, material that mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And he just refuses now because of such a bad taste that he got from having that vision, right? So we learned really fast. Thank God. Thank God that we were able to open up our mind. Again, mistakes. We learned from our mistakes and we noticed what were we doing with our money that we just couldn't scale. And back then we were making probably $500,000 a year,
Wow.
and every year we had debt. We had credit cards up,
Yeah.
we didn't have nothing solid. And we were like, why?
Yeah. What's happening
And we
here?
look back and we're like, oh, no wonder. We're spending all of our money on bullcrap.
Yeah.
That means nothing. Instead of reinvesting that money that we spend on the Rolex, on the this, on the that, on the cars into the business, when we realized that and we put the money back in our business, guess what happened? It just started flourishing.
Wow.
And Bobby has a saying, if you don't fertilize something, it will never grow. And we started fertilizing our business, and game changer.
Wow. That's incredible. And it's funny because it's so powerful to hear that, but it's so simple. And we forget sometimes, a lot of times I feel like we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught something new? And it's such a good reminder, especially coming from you, that you guys have accomplished so many things. And kind of leads me to what we were talking a little earlier about. It seems like you are masters at focus. Like in the beginning, maybe you lost some focus. And then once you guys really determine, all right, these are mistakes, this is what we need to do. The team became masters at focus, because to stay in one business, especially nowadays, is very difficult. And especially for you guys now with all these resources. But what are some tips? Like, what would you tell people of how do you stay focused? Like, do you eliminate certain things? Do you stop talking to people that are bad or toxic? What did you do and what would you recommend?
So I like to say that we put on our horse blinder.
Okay.
We put on ear plugs. We stopped listening to the outside noise and we stopped looking around. And unfortunately, yes, we stopped hanging around with friends, with family, not because they were bad people or they were giving us bad influence.
Right.
It was just that our focus was so different than everybody else and they just didn't understand. So when you are focused and let's say right now you want to open a business, it's going to take 50, 60, 80 hours of your week, right? And if you don't put those 80 hours into the business, you can't make this business grow, right? So how do you have time to go out and have lunch with a friend? How do you have time to go visit so-and-so? How do you have time to go out and party? Meanwhile, if you would take all those little hours that they add up and put it into the focus of the business, you will get there so much faster, right?
That's so crazy.
So we stopped doing that.
Yeah.
We stopped hanging out. We will, hey, hi, how are you? But
Yeah.
we can't go out on a Saturday night because Saturday we were working on the parts that we couldn't do Monday through Friday because the customers would take up too much of our time, or we had too much work and we couldn't catch up. Saturday, we had to catch up with work. So we needed to be like this. So if we would,
Wow.
giving up a lot. A lot of people don't want to give that up.
Yeah.
And I understand because I am one that loves work-life balance. I love it, right? But at that time, I had to let go of it. Today, I'm super balanced,
Yeah.
but I have the ability.
You earned it.
I earned it.
Yeah.
I'm no longer in a spot where I was before, but for 20 something years, I was.
Wow.
And Bobby, to this day, really doesn't know work-life balance.
Right.
He is all about making sure that our wealth continues to the next 20 generations.
Wow.
And he really doesn't care to, be out there doing, of course we go out, we vacation, our kids or this, but he's more of that person that's all about focusedness. Again, persistence and consistency is all you need.